Um, yes, I guess we're on. Took a while for that clock to start ticking. Now it's ticking. Maybe I have it on voice activation. Does that mean it's going to stop if I stop down here? Never mind. So, this is the Great Philips machine. I say that because obviously for now it's on the Philips machine. There's no question about that. But in the future, who knows, maybe I take this off and in 6 months' time I upload it somewhere. I'm listening back and I say, wow, the quality of this is very good compared to what I've been listening to. That's because you've probably been listening to the digital voice recorder. But this is the Philips recorder. Much better quality. Can you pick up all the night sounds? The sun has just gone down behind the hill. There is not a breath out. And I'm walking past the maize crop. I'd say it's 9:30. I'd say it's, 20 past 9, 9:30. And the date, Tuco just saw a rabbit. The date is the 4th of July. Easy to remember that one. The 4th of July. And it's a Saturday. Flo is at her exhibition in Labrian with Eve. Who's doing he's doing his painting exhibition. She's doing her sculpture and also some painting. And yesterday was Friday, and in the evening at 8:30 I said to Flo, why don't we just go for a walk with Tuco? It was a lovely evening. And she was the usual, no, we have to stay. And I started questioning why she wants to stay. Because we didn't really need the money, it's not that important. She doesn't have a responsibility. And anyway, in the end we stayed till 9. And as we were leaving, a table of 4 I think arrived, although I didn't see them. Listen to that noise, isn't that majestic? Hello, Tuco. Isn't that beautiful? It's bright, but these are the longest days of the year. It's wonderful. Anyway, I walked home that night at 9 o'clock. Flo drove, and she was in an absolute awful humour. When I got home, she said to me, I hope we don't end up hating each other. And I said, I don't think anybody hates anybody. And she said, I could grow to hate you. I have to admit, I was a bit stumped. Because to be honest, this time I really didn't think much of the conversation we had. I didn't think it was a big deal. But apparently from her point of view, I keep judging her and I keep going on about all that's wrong with her. She may be right. I don't know. I didn't see it like that. She kept saying, I wish I could have recorded you. It's like those drunk times. Anyway, the atmosphere is terrible. And I was thinking I'd be going to the exhibition with her. I thought she'd like me to be there. But about a half an hour before it started, she said, well, you don't have to go if you don't want. I know you don't like crowds. And I got it in my head for one reason or another that she actually didn't really want me to go there. That I was just going to be a kind of a nuisance. So I didn't. I ended up going to the Connemara Saturday evening. Walking there, walking back. And there we are. Things are not getting any better between us. Time goes by. It seems to have been a long fucking spiral downward. Literally, the day we arrived in France was kind of the beginning of it. It's been downward, pretty much continually for the last decade or more. I don't know what to do about it. I feel quite trapped, saying I don't have the sense God gave a fucking sheep, so I don't really know what to do. I don't speak the language enough to kind of just depart, try and get a job. The only thing I could do is probably see about getting a place on my own, but that's going to cost a fortune. Let's go this way, Tuco. There's nothing to see here, really. Wow, listen to those noises, Tuco. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, that's what's going on at the moment. I am in the pain body, Eric Toll would say. Because when you think like this, you start to attach all the other fucking bad memories to it. You know, they all come streaming in. It's like the bad thoughts, like a magnet for other bad thoughts. I wish it wasn't like this. I wish at the age of 54 and a half, I had some sense of security about me in the future. And I'd like Flo to be happy, of course, I would. I'd like her to want me to be happy too. Do go this way. I don't think she understands, though, just how uncomfortable I can feel sometimes, because I just don't see any future for me anywhere. Neither here in France on my own, nor in London, nor in Ireland. And I just, as I was saying today, I was in the Connemara and I was thinking about it, and as I thought about it, I found myself thinking, you know, maybe you'll catch cancer and you'll die in 3 or 4 years. And I had to stop, because the weird thing about the thought was that it wasn't altogether an unpleasant thought. I was actually saying to myself, on the upside of all this, you could die in a few years, and then you wouldn't have to worry about any of your future. You wouldn't have to worry about what you do if you have to leave France, or what you do if Flo leaves and doesn't want to see you anymore and wants nothing to do with you. Isn't that terrible? You're finding comfort in the thought of being dead. Yeah, sometimes what you need is just for the other person, the wife, to say, look, don't worry, you know, in spite of everything and in spite of the way I feel for you now, the fact that I hate your guts maybe at this moment, doesn't mean that when all's said and done and when we part our ways, I won't be there to help you out, perhaps to help you find your feet, to be there as a friend or whatever. So don't worry, you're going to be fine. Sometimes that's all a guy needs. Just a little bit of reassurance, you know. You're going to be fine. What was it again? There'll be people to help. You're going to be okay. You're not going to be alone. You'll be safe. I don't have a lot of that anymore. It feels. So anyway, I'm walking on the riverbed. And I'm trying to fortify myself for the coming hours and days. Kind of hanging on to the hope that, you know, we don't know what happens. What's going to happen. I always say, when I was standing in the video shop, I would have never pictured myself exactly where I am at this spot. Listening to these beautiful noises, standing out here in the warm air at 9:30, 9:45 at night with the schnauzer. So, if I keep that in mind, then how can I know what I'll be doing in a decade from now? Sometimes magic can happen. Anyway, Flo was at our exhibition. I reckon she'll be there late. I don't know why I was thinking perhaps she'd meet someone. She'd meet someone into art, some guy that has his own gallery and they connect on all kinds of levels. And she'd meet him tonight. And in the space of a few months she wants to move in with him. And they've got all this wonderful stuff in common, and God, you know, I'd like to see it if it made her happy. I wouldn't be resentful or jealous or anything if it made her happy. It's tough when you feel like the bad guy all the time. Everybody's got their pride, you know. And sometimes mine feels like it's been stamped on. Anyway, are we still recording? Hey, 11 minutes. This is a rather personal one. A lot of the ones aren't like this. This is really putting the mood in the place I'm in at the moment on the record, so to speak. But I think I need to just start venting a bit of these things. This has been going on for months now, really. I mean, for years, but since the lockdown as well, we've been struggling. And I've been struggling with this, it's like I said earlier, it's like driving fairly fast, and yet some part of your brain knows that you're on a dead-end street and there's a wall at the end. But you don't know what to fucking do about it. Because you can't seem to deviate or stop or change direction or anything. You just seem stuck, trapped, you know, you're stuck in a groove. So anyway, I'm gonna go home now. Got a new cat, Bob. It's kind of a pain in the fucking ass too. How could you say that about a little cute kitten? Because she shits all over the goddamn place. And because she torments me when I'm in the computer room, she's got so many places she could go, but the only place she wants to go is kind of crawl up my fucking legs and scrub my arms. That seems to be all he wants to do. Anyway, on that bright note, I will say it's a beautiful day. I did have a nice walk, by the way. I listened to some music. 2 tracks of my own. A couple of tracks from, like the last track from the 50 album, 2016, and also Moving Towards Stillness again, some kind of piece I did that doesn't belong on any album, but I enjoyed them both. And I also listened to some other stuff, Where Eagles Dare again, and The Shootist soundtrack I seem to like more and more, and also Full Steam Ahead from Annie Lennox, and Got to Draw the Line, I can't remember his fucking name, but that guy, beautiful song. And Black Star from David Bowie, because I felt terrible last night when Flo said that to me and I was listening to Black Star. It seemed to soothe me. The first time I played that song, that actually, rather than disturb me, it soothed me. I ended up playing music all that night, last night. It seemed to be the thing to do. Lots of Bowie songs, tracks. Anyway, we're heading back. And I should switch off. Anyway.